Let's talk about sports, baby. From the stands of a sports fan, my man Pots and Pans, what's the damn deal? You kicking it with KCMC. We got a lot to talk about, man. We're going to catch up on in regards to sports, NBA playoffs, finals, NFL. It's a lot to talk about. But first, Tom Thibodeau. They got rid of New York Knicks fired head coach Tom Thibodeau. I know it's Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau, after 5 seasons with the squad, man, and did better than I've ever known the Knicks to do in my lifetime. That's the crazy thing. They got rid of him after that. Coming up with the full story right now. New York Knicks fire head coach Tom Thibodeau after 5 seasons with the team. This is coming from ESPN.com, fresh off their deepest playoff run in 25 years, since 2000, I should say. The decision comes 2 days after the Knicks were ousted from the Eastern Conference semifinals in 6 games by the Pacers, their longtime rival. It was actually the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know why I say that. But it also comes after New York advanced further than expected with the relatively new core players knocking out the defending champion Boston Celtics in the second round. Thibodeau, who ranks 4th all-time in the New York Knicks franchise list in victories, and surpassed Pat Riley earlier this season, led the Knicks to back-to-back 50-win seasons since the first time since 1995. He's been the club's most successful coach by far over the past 2 decades and signed a 3-year extension with the team just last summer. So you just signed a 3-year extension with them and they already like, nah, we good. We don't need that full 3 years. That's the crazy thing to me. Not only is he one of their most successful coaches in franchise history, but he just signed that deal with y'all. And y'all get rid of him. Y'all blaming it on Tom Thibodeau? On him? Listen, I think a lot of people can say they disagree with a lot of his ways, but that's going to happen with any coach, with any leader, in any position. Republican, Democrat, coach, manager, supervisor, mom, dad, whoever's in a position of authority, no one's going to agree with everything they do for the most part. So with that being said, for them to just blame my dog right here, it's kind of crazy. I'm not even a New York Knicks fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't agree with dropping the ball on Thibodeau like that. That's what I don't agree with. I think that's a little excessive. Nowadays, these teams, they just don't want to have some type of longevity in the game when it comes to their players, their coaches, their system. They quick to get people out of here. Mike Malone, coach of the Denver Nuggets, won a championship in 2023 already without a job? Already without a job. Even the coach of the Bucks, Mike Budd, won a championship in 2021 already without a job. Just got fired from the Phoenix Suns. It's crazy. My cousin called. I'm gonna have to hit him right back. It's crazy to see, dog, and it's unfortunate because as a longtime NBA fan, watching the NBA, you know what I'm saying, seeing stuff like, you know, all types of evolutions. It's crazy to see how quick they are rotating and turning over coaches and stuff. Now, they're the only coaches that we've known that can to secure their jobs. Eric Spoelstra in the Miami Heat, Steve Kerr with the Golden State Warriors. Who else is long tenured at this point? Greg Popovich, but he just got up out of there. That was due to health. You really can't even say too many other coaches. Any other team, any other franchise for the most part is getting their coach up out of there quick, even after a championship. So I think everybody is a prisoner of the now. I don't agree with that. I just want to say this on what I don't agree with this, and I'm not even a New York Knicks fan, but I don't agree with them firing Tom Thibodeau and blaming him for the season. What else needed to be done? Maybe his rotation a little bit different. Maybe, but are we going to say the New York Knicks have every player, every piece that they need to win a championship? It was just the coach? I don't think nobody can really agree with that, but that's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat if you're watching live. Go ahead or go off in the comments. Type off in the comments if you're watching afterwards. Or call into the show, 313-466-4386. We got the number right there at the bottom right there, by the way. I got a lot of topics I really want to talk about, but I had to dumb it down and narrow it down a little bit. See, I don't even have this right here. I don't even have this topic up and ready. Give me a second. I want to put this topic up. This is talking about more coaches in the NBA, different changes that recently happened. Here we go right here. So we're going to put this up right here. Gonna put this up. Suns to hire Suns to hire Jordan Ott. OTT. Cavs assistant coach will be team's third coach in 3 years. Let's say seasons. Yeah, that's like pretty accurate, son. All right, so now we talking about this Phoenix Suns situation. Can we get into this, please? Let's get into this situation. Phoenix Suns. Fix this little graphic. Phoenix Suns officially hired their third head coach in 3 seasons, Jordan Ott. Never heard of this man. He's the Cleveland Cavaliers assistant coach. They pulled the assistant coach up off the bench. They don't want to hire Mark Jackson, Mike Malone, Mike Bud. None of the proven coaches. They want to hire an assistant coach from the Cavaliers. Phoenix Suns are hiring Cleveland Cavaliers assistant coach Jordan Ott as his next coach, according to ESPN's Shams. Ott joined Cleveland staff last summer as an integral piece in the Cavs, finishing with 64 wins this season during the regular season. Prior to joining Kenny Atkinson's staff, he was an assistant with the Lakers and Nets previously and served as a video coordinator for the Atlanta Hawks. Another story we know where a head coach started off as a video coordinator, Eric Spoelstra with the Miami Heat. Ott now takes over a team that had 3 different coaches in the last 3 seasons with a roster construction questions facing them next season. With Kevin Durant's name mentioned in trade rumors frequently, there's a good chance Ott could be taking over a team that looks significantly different than it did to end the past season, which could shift expectations from the front office. Fellow Cavaliers assistant coach Johnny Bryant was also a finalist for the position, but Ott eventually got the, quote, stamp of approval, end quote, from franchise centerpiece Devin Booker per Shams. Booker was involved throughout the process, suggesting that the Suns are still focused on building around the all-star guard, but going forward. But what that roster will look like around him remains the central focus of Phoenix's offseason. So this is what I feel like. With that being said, now that I read that, this is what I'm getting from this. The Phoenix Suns didn't want to hire a proven coach yet, especially with their roster kind of being tossed up in the air. The Phoenix Suns said, let's get an unproven head coach, somebody who's never been a head coach before, and put him in the hot seat. Just in case next season doesn't work, we can they can choose to blame the assistant coach, blame the head coach or not. It's completely up to them. They can say, hey, he didn't know what he was doing. He was an assistant coach. Let's cut him some slack his first year. Or they can be like, hey, man, we gave you a good roster. Or, hey, man, you tried it. We just going to have to go a different route. And they can use that against him. If it's a proven coach, I just feel like the circumstances are slightly different when it comes to expectations. And that's why I think they highlighted right here. The expectations could be different from the front office in the Phoenix Suns depending on their roster. They may not have Kevin Durant. May or may not have Bradley Beal, even though he had the no trade clause. One of the few players in the NBA with a no trade clause between him and LeBron. And they're saying he may not move. But they're speculating that he could. But anyway, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, let's lock those in. Something could potentially happen where Kevin Durant goes somewhere else. But if you lose Kevin Durant, I imagine you're going to get some decent pieces in return for the Phoenix Suns. So, I just wanted to point this out because 3 head coaches in 3 seasons. They had Monty Williams, Mike Bud, and now Jordan Ott. I can't remember if it was somebody before Mike Bud, but I know it was Mike Bud. It was Monty Williams, Mike Bud from the Bucks, and then Uh, who was it? God dang it, I just forgot. Who did they just get up out of there? Was it Mike Bud just now? I forget. Anyway, point is, they got him up out of there. Yeah, it was Mike Bud, by the way. They got Mike Bud up out of there for Phoenix, and now they got Jordan Ott. Nobody we ever knew. Like I said, a non-name brand, generic brand coach that I feel like they could just toss around and do whatever they want to. Essentially, pause. I don't really see the purpose behind this, but we'll see how Phoenix turns out. With that being said, I think Phoenix front office is saying we don't know about next season. Next season may not be a good season for us either. We're still trying to figure stuff out, so we just gonna throw this guy in the pilot seat. That's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat if you watch me live. Call into the show 313-466-4386. Got the phone lines right here. Got the phone lines right here. Hold on, don't play with me. I'm ready to talk that trash if you're gonna call up in here. 313-466-4386. Yeah, we got it right here. 313-466-4386. Call into the show if you about that life. Or if you got something to say about what we just talked about. Let me see. Another topic that we got to go through. Oh, man, I hate that I don't have all of my topics up here. Okay. Interesting piece. Nothing that's big news, but it kind of is. Orlando Magic. They have a new logo now. Just a slight alteration to the logo that they've been had with the blue ball and the stars coming out of it. A little bit more modern, simple. Not mad at it whatsoever. I will say this, Orlando Magic, I actually always like their colors. They've always had some of the hardest uniforms. The pinstripe joints, one of the hardest errors, bro. Even the Charlotte Hornets with the pinstripe. Oh my God. I love the Charlotte Hornet color. But as the Orlando Magic continue to propel forward, the team unveiled a new logo and 3 new uniforms during a special celebration day at the Kia Center. With the team and Magic brand continuing to grow, the new logo finally revisits the Magic history, making an iconic and fan favorite franchise symbol, the star, once again. The logo evolves with a nod towards nostalgia, featuring a legendary star-centric logo displaying a, quote, reach for the stars, end quote, mentality to match the team's championship ideals. The logos incorporate the stars in multiple ways, a variation of the past with a, quote, new look, end quote, cascading star trail, that you can see right here. A, quote, in both Orlando and Magic, both in Orlando and Magic, right there. It also stays true to the team's roots, continuing with the colors of Magic Blue, Magic Black, and Magic Silver. The updated look includes the team's secondary logo with the iconic star behind the ball appearing in motion, reflecting the team's propelling forward and building the heritage and history of the Magic from its birth in 1989. I knew Magic was special. 1989, that was a good year right there. Great year, as a matter of fact, especially for something to be born. With that being said, I think this is dope. Orlando Magic, new logo right here on the green screen. I think it's pretty dope. The uniforms are straight. It's a slight difference from what it is or what it has been, but it's pretty dope. I like this because it literally just gives modern. It gives like today look, like straight, stern, simple, but also just like, I don't know, straight to the point. I love this logo. I'm not gonna lie. I could be biased. I'm not from Orlando, but I do like this logo, and I've always liked Orlando Magic colors and stuff. So let me know what you think about the logo. Let me know what you think about Orlando Magic as a team. Paulo Banchero. Who's the other players? I think they had the Wagner brothers down there, France and Mo Wagner. They was down there balling though. Nobody thought they was gonna be doing what they were doing this year, but Orlando Magic was balling. So I understand them trying to have a new mentality, new look. I think Orlando is even looking at a possible new stadium out there in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100%. Don't quote me on that. But very, very interesting to say the least. And I love it. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Last but not least, we got to talk about it. NBA Finals. Indiana Pacers. Let's just do Pacers versus Thunder. Thunder. Man, Pacers versus Thunder. Thunder versus Pacers. Whatever you want to call it. The official NBA Finals 2025 starts tomorrow, Thursday, January 5th. Between the OKC Thunder, the Thunder, and the Indiana Pacers, man. Somewhere Mike Epps is happy as hell about this. This is what I want to say. The casual basketball watcher or whatever might like this, but the regular people who just like to watch the hype stuff when it's hype, they ain't gonna enjoy this. This is one of the few NBA Finals. There is no major market. This is Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Nobody's looking to vacation at either one of these places. So B to C to I'll say C to B level markets. And then on either team, there's no superstar. You can argue with me all you want. Oh, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, how you gonna say he ain't a superstar? Tyrese Halliburton, how you gonna say he ain't a superstar? This is how I'm gonna say, yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he got the MVP this season. Shout out to him. Scoring title this season, shout out to him. That don't make you a superstar per se. You got to really show up consistently. Now, he has been consistent. Don't get me wrong. OKC has been consistent in the last couple years and propelled. They got themselves to the finals this year for the first time since 2012. So you got to give the Thunder their credit. But at the same time, a superstar, and I broke this down on episodes before, but a superstar, a star is just a good player on the team. An all-star is usually selected by the committee and or the people to be in the all-star game. Is one of the top players on the team. A superstar is a franchise-changing individual. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is that, don't get me wrong. But we really need more evidence to really officially say that. I think he's this close to being proven as a superstar. We can't be prisoners of the moment, just give it to him now. What are you going to do if you win the finals and after you win the finals? Or just in general after the finals? What are you going to do next season? Are you going to get back to the finals? Y'all going to get bounced the first round, second round? Are you going to be up against for the MVP again? Back-to-back MVP? Could you get back-to-back? So that type of stuff will make you a solidified superstar. He's still young too. Shai Gilgeous, SGA. So the kids love him. The young boys, trust me. I didn't talk to the young boys, the YNs out here. They love SGA. That's their GOAT nowadays. Then you got Indiana and the Tyrese Halliburtons. I'm not going to say I don't like Tyrese Halliburton, but I'm not a fan of him. Think he's overhyped. I would have voted him overrated. Yes, you make big shots. You show up in big games. I'm going to give you that. But you also kind of failed in some of those games too. We can't just mark you as the hero every time they win or something like that. And when y'all lose, look at your numbers and just say, no. You've disappointed before as well. So inconsistent, really not super duper crazy with the stats, if you want to ask me. Now, I know stats don't mean everything. But they got to tell you something. They got to tell you something. And in games where y'all lose and you really don't do that well, or even sometimes when y'all win and you scoring 18 points, you average 18 points a game. That's not a superstar to me. I can see if you average 18, 10, and 11 or something like that. You averaging triple doubles, okay, I get it. I think he averaging like 18, 9, and 8 or something. Close to it, but not it. So Tyrese Halliburton, I want to say all that to say I'm not rooting for the Indiana Pacers. I really don't even want to root for OKC, but I'd rather OKC win than Indiana. If I'm just being honest. I could be biased because I'm a Detroit Pistons fan as well, and we got our history with Indiana. I actually like Miles Turner. I actually like a couple other players they got over there in Indiana. I actually like them, dog. But Tyrese Halliburton just spoils it. Just spoils it. A little mixed kid. Not like they got anything to do with it. I'm just talking, man. These are all jokes, bro. But at the end of the day, man, we finally get it. A lot of people say they're not going to watch. Here's the thing. This is the last of basketball that we have of the season. Of course I'm about to watch this game. Of course I'm going to watch this series. Because after this, it's baseball or nothing. It's baseball or nothing. You can watch UFL. That's going to be ending soon. Even the UFL going to be ending soon. Then we're going to have to wait until August for college and professional football. So this June and July is going to be a long one. Pause. But at the same time, you know, it is what it is. It's the summertime. So, hey, man, let me know what you think. Are you going to watch this series? What is your predictions? I'm giving OKC in 5. OKC in 5. That's my prediction. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show 313-466-4386. I have so many other topics I really want to get into. And you know what? We're going to do it, bro. Pause. We're going to do it, man. We're doing it. We're doing it, man. You bet. We're doing it. Give me a second. I'm going to pull up these other topics that I want to discuss. You kicking with KC from the stands of a sports fan, my man Pots and Pans. We get into it like live right now. Doing it. Okay, let me see what this is. What topic was this oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about this. I forgot about this. So we're going to move into the NFL now. We're going to move into the NFL, if you don't mind. I want to talk about something that I saw. There's a couple things, as a matter of fact. Lions player. I'm so glad I just remembered this. Yes, I want to talk about this. There we go. Heck yeah, I want to talk about this. All right, so this next topic, moving into the NFL, kind of, sort of. It's a little bit of a weird topic, but it's not. So follow with me real quick. Come on, y'all. Y'all can't be doing this. So I'm trying to do. See, that's the thing about doing the show live, man. I got to make all my adjustments live. Especially as I'm doing this. All right. Former Detroit Lions player. Let me get his exact name for you. I got to read this story to you, man. This is coming from clickondetroit.com. This is Channel 4 in Detroit. A recent Detroit Lions player was kicked out of a church over the weekend as he stood and raised questions about alleged adult movie use by a priest, according to reports. Jake McQuaid is a long snapper who played 9 games with the Detroit Lions during the 2023 season. He also appeared in all 3 playoff games that year as the team marched to the NFC Championship game. This weekend, he was at Our Lady of the Visitation in Green Township, Ohio, according to several reports. Tensions have been high as a member of the church reported seeing adult movie image thumbnails on a laptop, according to WCPO. Allegations were addressed during the 4 p.m. Mass when a letter from Archbishop Robert Casey was read. The letter shot down the allegations, reports say, but parishioners weren't satisfied with the explanation. Reports say McQuaid stood up and asked for clarification, and when he was told that wasn't the time for discussion, he pressed on. Green Township police officers were at the church in case the tensions led to problems, and they escorted McQuaid out of the church. According to several reports, he was not charged with any crime. You can see McQuaid right here kind of getting at the priest. Asking, yo, what's up with them images, yo? What you doing on these laptops in the church, yo? I imagine that's what he said, how he said it. Now, is this disturbing? Because it happened in the church, yes. If they found the priest's laptop in the church with that, that is extremely disturbing. Here's the thing, though. And I hate to say this, but I'd much rather him be caught watching some adult movies than be watching the opposite of adult movies or images or actual opposite of adults. I'll say that. I'd much rather the adult stuff. Address that, sweep it under the rug. Don't lie, priest. Just say, hey, man, I got caught up in my urges like anybody else would. I'm human too. Forgive me as I would forgive, as I would want. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say as the priest. And then just get over it. They say he read a letter, wasn't nobody happy with it, and they started coming at the priest. Bro, he's a horny priest. But at least he's not coming at the you see what I'm saying? At the little ones. So I'm not mad at the priest looking at the adult movies. I'm mad at it happening in church. But if he gonna be freaky and freaky in the church, let him do that. Give him his privacy. Stop looking at his laptop. How about that? Stop looking at other people's computers. I don't know, man. It sounds like I'm taking up for the priest because I probably am. But I just wanted to say that, man. Let me know what you think. Is the priest 100% wrong? Are you mad for real, at the priest for what he did? Or you feel like the people could have addressed him a little bit different? This Jake McQuaid dude. You feel like he could have addressed the priest a little bit different? Maybe that wasn't the time to address it. I don't know. That's just a little weird. Maybe we got to explore what kind of Triple X movies were it. Maybe it wasn't adult. Maybe it was Triple X, but yeah. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show, 313-466-4386. Keeping it moving. I got another topic I do since we got some time, man. Let's go ahead and do this. This is keeping it in the NFL realm. Another topic to discuss. This has actually been in the news for a couple days, but you know we might as well talk about it ourselves. Get it over with. Give our thoughts on it too, man. So yeah, there we go. All right, so let me switch out this image, this background image on the green screen as well, and then we're gonna get into it. So there we go. So I want to say congratulations first and foremost, if it is due, to the big dog, Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley announces the NFL Madden's cover athlete for Madden 26. We about to pull it up right behind this pause. Don't mind that. Yo, this is a huge image. Pause. Goodness gracious. All right, there we go. Saquon Barkley announced as Madden NFL cover athlete for 2026. Congratulations. You can see behind us, they got the reverse hurdle that Saquon Barkley did against, what was the dude on the Patriots or the Jets or something? Who knows? Who cares? Oh, it was the Jaguars, I think. I think they said it's the first time a Jacksonville Jaguars player has been on the cover. I don't think he's technically on there. Let me see. Is he? Yes, he is. The top of his helmet. Yes, he is. Yo, Jacksonville Jaguar got it right there hurdling over him. Golly, fam. That's crazy. Yeah, man. First time a Jacksonville Jaguar player has been on the cover of Madden as well. Saquon Barkley. I want to say congratulations, Philadelphia Eagles star running back Saquon Barkley was announced Monday as EA Sports cover athlete for Madden NFL 26. Barkley's sensational backwards hurdle over a defender from Week 9 of last year's Super Bowl winning season is depicted on the standard cover. The deluxe edition, boom, features a tight shot of Barkley in his game day gear. Barkley last season set an NFL single season rushing record, postseason included, topping the mark of 2,476 yards set by Terrell Davis. He ended perhaps the greatest debut season of any free agent in Philadelphia sports history. 2,504 yards rushing and 18 rushing touchdowns. God dang it. Give it to that man, pause. Listen. I watched that game, Saquon Barkley, hurdling backwards over my man. When I say that was the craziest shit, bro, I've ever seen in my life athletically in real time on a football field. Bro, you would have thought it was a glitch in real life, bro. I mean, the bench went crazy. I say, what did this young man just do, bro? Bro, they had to play it back so many times, dog. And now you see it's every, bro. And to end the season with the Super Bowl, to win the Super Bowl, I remember I was saying after that happened, I was like, yo, that is one of the greatest plays I've ever seen athletically on the football field. Like, if they don't win the Super Bowl, I got to remember this season that he did that, because that was incredible. And then they end up winning the Super Bowl, bro. So now I can say the year that the Eagles won, that Saquon Barkley won the Super Bowl, he did a crazy ass backwards hurdle over a grown ass adult man. It was crazy. Well deserved. The craziest stuff. Bro, what? Yo, what? That was a crazy play, dog. He deserves all the recognition just off that play alone. I'm not even going to lie to you, bro. So I just wanted to say that. Congratulations to Saquon Barkley. Ah, man, I don't know if I want to talk about that. All right, we're going to see if I want to talk about some. I am hot up in here, bro. You ain't hot? I'm hot. All right, let's go ahead. Let's talk about some more, man. Let's talk about some more. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it up. I'm going to switch up my background. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. I don't care. We're going to talk about it. I'm putting it out there, bro. Pause. So this is talking about college basketball. There's a report with college basketball in Indiana University. Unfortunately, it does involve the late Bobby Knight, unfortunately, as well. We will speak on that. But essentially, let me go ahead and get this title up in there for you, Pauls. Man, it's unfortunate. Man, should I go ahead and... Nah, I'm gonna wait. Former Indiana. This story is wild, bro. This story is wild, fam. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This story wild. All right, so check this out. I got it right. Yep. There we go. All right, so we gonna get this lighting together. It's very unfortunate to report, but this story is coming from yahoosports.com. At least 15 former Indiana University men's basketball players allege misconduct by former team physician Dr. Bradford Bamba, according to ESPN. Two former Indiana players, Harris Mujiznovic and Charlie Miller, originally filed a lawsuit against the university last October. Since then, at least 3 other ex-athletes have joined the lawsuit, and 10 additional men are planning to, quote, pursue litigation, their attorney told ESPN. Bamba, who served as the team's physician for roughly 30 years, is accused of regularly giving players rectal exams during physicals. Rectal exams were not considered standard protocol for healthy, college-aged men at the time the exams were allegedly being performed, per ESPN. The former players believe those exams constitute sectional, I don't want to say that word, but they constitute misconduct. They also allege university officials, including legendary coach Bobby Knight right here, were aware of the exams and did nothing to stop them. Players claim they complained about the exams tonight, and former head athletic trainer Tim Garl, who continued to refer players to Bamba. Knight died in 2023. Garl served as the team's head athletic director for 45 years. Indiana declined to renew his contract in April. Wow, I read that in real time. Okay. This is very reminiscent of the Penn State situation with Jerry Sandusky and that coach up there. I forgot that coach, but they said that coach was ignoring stuff that he was doing, but that was with minors. This is with technically grown-ass adult men. Now, here's the thing about it. They getting rectal exams during physicals. There's a lot I want to unpack with this, but the main thing is this. We usually have so much trust in our doctors, medical professionals, things of that nature. We just trust anything they say and anything they do, as if some of them cannot be sponsored, bought, or attached to some other agenda. With that being said, I think for us people to just blindly trust, yes, they are professionals, they are medical professionals, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, these are still human beings. We still need to know about ourselves, our body, and health in general. So I think we should all do our research. What I'm saying all that to say is, I've never had to have a rectal exam for a regular sports physical in my life, and I've never even made it to the collegiate level. What the hell made them... I'm not blaming the victims. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm blaming the doctor, bro. 30 years of doing crazy stuff, possibly for 30 years. Look at this dude, bro. Look at this dude. And then they saying Bobby Knight knew and didn't say nothing. Because we don't have proof and we don't know, and Bobby Knight is not with us anymore, we're going to cancel that out. I want to come at Big Dog. Here's the first thing I want to say. Now, this is going to sound crazy, but I'm about to say this and stand on it, because I've always felt like this. If you look like, or we know that you get no play from the females as a man, you are suspect to allegations of the bull crap. And I mean bull crap as in misconduct or any of the other goofy stuff, PDF. You are subject to be a suspect of the bull crap. He looks like he gets none from the females. So I can understand him getting enjoyment out of doing stuff like this. And I'm going straight off looks, fam. Straight off looks. I'm telling you, in most cases, you look at these weirdos, you're like, oh, he looked like the type that would do that. 99% of the time. That's not to say it's always, because it can be some, I guess women will say, handsome looking man who will do some crazy stuff. So that happens too. Those are the exceptions. Most cases, you can look at somebody after they've been charged, you can look at their mugshot and be like, yeah, he looked like the type that would do that. That's because he looked like the type that do not even talk to a female. So saying all that to say, I just wanted to get the jokes out with this. You're ugly. So it looked like you can't get no snatch from no woman. So of course I can see you playing around with men and using your power and authority to get that. Secondly, like I said, we got to do our research as people just to know what should be required and what is standard protocol for certain things that we're going to look at for our bodies or whatever the case may be. Even if you have something like cancer. I looked at a YouTube show not too long ago that talked about that. And some people were talking about they did their own research on cancer just to double check some of what the medical professionals were saying. I don't think that's so bad, especially with the access to information nowadays. So we got to do better with our research, but I'm not victim blaming. I'm blaming this doctor. I'm blaming Indiana University. Can't necessarily blame Bobby Knight, but I'm going to say if he is associated, I'm shocked but not surprised. I'm not checking up for Bobby Knight. My first recollection of knowing Bob Knight was seeing a video of him throw a chair on the basketball court. I forgot how young I was, but I say, this is a coach? You can do that? Threw a chair on a basketball court. First thing I knew of Bobby Knight. My first recollection of this man. But apparently he's a good coach or was a good coach. I didn't even know that. I just knew he was a crazy ass coach. So I'm not taking up for this man. I just know that he's deceased now and we can't speak for him. So I'll be shocked but not surprised if that was the case. With all that being said, it's unfortunate. I'm praying for those victims. Amen. And then also hoping that this little goofball right here get arrested. Don't try to pass away before you do your jail time, you old ugly dude. Go ahead and serve the time that you deserve. If you are actually committed and convicted of these crimes, I will say these are alleged, by the way. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. We talking now. We talking now. All right, so I got 2 more topics I want to talk about, and then we're done. We're done. We are done. I'm out of here. But we're going to kind of move into, like, high school sports. This is about to be interesting. Give me a second. California. You might have heard of this already. This story. Give me a second. Disqualified after. Oh man, this is a very, very unfortunate situation right here, but it's a learning lesson for everybody, including myself. So in California, this story is coming from abc7.com. There we go. So yeah, in California, a 16-year-old sprinter from North Salinas High School was disqualified from the CIF state championships after winning the 400-meter state final due to her post-race celebration involving a fire extinguisher, as you can see right here, right? After winning the 400-meter event with a time of 53.24 seconds, Adams celebrated by grabbing a fire extinguisher from her coach and father to extinguish her spikes. While the crowd and CIF both initially reacted positively, CIF officials deemed the act unsportsmanlike and disqualified her. Maurice Green, the American sprint icon who made the celebration famous, was pleased with Adams paying homage to him and suggested that she should be reinstated. Ooh. So listen, check this out. She burnt them. Put the fire to the tracks. Got them up out of there. Burnt them. That's what we say in slang in the street. You done burnt them. You burnt them, right? Pause. Nothing like that. Won the race. Went to the sideline. Got the fire extinguisher from her coach/father. And then sprayed her feet saying, I got them hot feet, bro. I'm too fast out here. I love that, bro. This is entertainment. Sports, I think people forget this. Sports is entertainment. We're not all sitting around in the stadium watching a doctor do heart surgery and applauding. We're not all sitting around somebody building some type of robot machine that's life-changing and applauding them. We're not doing that. We're watching people put a ball in a hoop, run fast, and tackle and fight each other. That's, quote, entertainment that we just put as sports. With that being said, we want to be entertained. This was part of entertainment. We love this. But y'all disqualified her? That was bogus as hell. Little black girl. I love that she did an interview with her father with the fire extinguisher right there too, if I'm not mistaken. And once again, this is her coach/father. This is her dad. Her daddy gave her this fire extinguisher. Said, "Go ahead and do what you gotta do." Now, how do you feel? Let's explore that. How do you feel as a runner when your coach/father says, "I'll give you the fire extinguisher. You win, I'll let you use this and celebrate." And then you get disqualified for it. Do you trust your coach anymore? Do you feel any certain type of way about your coach because of that? That's what I'm curious about. I don't think she does or she should, but it's still an interesting perspective to consider with that being said. So, I love the celebration. I think we all forget. People talk about sportsmanship and all that. She didn't cuss them out. She didn't physically hurt them. And if their feelings are hurt, guess what? Get first place next time. Other than that, that's the feeling of being a loser that they felt. That's not unsportsmanlike. That's the feeling of being a loser. The spoils go to the victor. If you win, favor fortunes the brave. Like, if you win, you put your life on the line, you get it, you win. The victory is yours. I wholeheartedly disagree with this disqualification. Please get this girl her first place back in the 400 meter. Please. This is Super Bowl. It was the most entertaining thing that I've seen in a long time. And I didn't even really see it. I'm just looking at the videos and stuff and heard the article. So please, let's get it done. I just want to say that. I love this story. The only thing I don't like about it is that she was disqualified. But I like that her Her coach is her father. He encouraged it. He gave the fire extinguisher to her. I love that she actually won. I love all of this. Let me know what you think, though. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. Ooh. This last topic, I'm hoping they don't ban me from YouTube. But we gonna go there. We already talked about misconduct. So we might as well end the show with this last topic real quick. And I'm about to go there, but it is what it is. So this is also having to do with high school athletics. And if I'm not mistaken, this is also, this is California. This is California as well. Oh, man. All right, so let me break this down. Let me put this in there. Woo. You might have heard about this already, too. But we're going to see and break this down. Oh, my God. All right. Yeah, this is it. All right, so this second topic is coming out of California as well. California in the hot seat when it comes to high school athletics right now. All right, so this story is coming from, yeah, you see the title right there. The story is coming from ESPN.com. A transgender athlete bested the competition Saturday at the California High School Track and Field Competitions Championships to take home gold in the girls' high jump and the triple jump at a meet that has stirred controversy and drawn national attention. A.B. Hernandez competed under a new rule change that might be the first of its kind nationally by a high school sports governing body. Hernandez finished the high jump with a mark of 5 feet 7 inches with no failed attempts. Co-winners Jalene Wedelin and Lilani LaRuelle also cleared that height after each logged a failed attempt. The three shared the first place win, smiling as they stepped together onto the platform. Hernandez, a junior at Jurupa Valley High School, wrapped up the night with a first place finish in a triple jump, sharing the top spot with Kyra Gant Hatcher, who trailed by just over a half meter. Earlier in the afternoon, Hernandez placed second in a long jump. There's so much to break down this, so let's get into it. Junior at a high school transgender athlete participating in women's sports. Why are your parents letting you do this? I know your parents want to let you be happy and let you do what you want to do. We need probably to create a transgender league. Let's just get it out the way. Because for you to be a man, be born with man testosterone, man built, man muscle, strength, all of that, and then go to a woman's sport and try to take advantage is extremely disrespectful and bogus on so many levels. Even at the high school level, extremely bogus, bro. The fact that you cleared it with no failed attempts, and then you still tied with two girls who did have failed attempts, also said you got second place sometime in that event later in that day, and you tied first place with somebody else. So that's kind of like, first and foremost, you're not even that good of a woman. You're not dogging like that. Yes, you are taking advantage, but you're still tying with first place. So you're just this is a minor. Your parents are weak as hell. Your parents weak as hell. That's what I'm going to say. Just because it's a minor, your parents are weak as hell. That's what I want to say. I don't agree with this. Completely bogus. Get your up out of there, bro. Bro. I'm talking to your parents. I just don't like this, man, overall. Because if I had a daughter, whether I have a daughter or not, I have a niece. I have women in my family. I don't want them to be taking L's in their sport that they love, that they train so hard for, to somebody who was born a man like me, a boy with testosterone. That's just not fair, which is why we have men's sports and women's sports. It ain't because you look like a man or you feel like a man. It's because you were born a man. That's why they have men and women's sports. And they don't combine them. California, y'all tripping. Jurupa Valley High School, y'all tripping. Whoever is responsible for this, y'all tripping. This is one of those topics I'm not mad at Trump for tripping over. They just say no male-born athletes in women's sports. And I got to 100% agree with that. I got to 100% agree with that. So I think Trump is threatening to take some funding away from them or do something in regards to this. We will see as the story proceeds, but this is tough for me to talk about and look at. Real talk. So I don't agree with this. If anybody should get disqualified, it should be this situation. And I have nothing against transgender people or athletes, but don't be trying to compete as a born male in a female league or competition. That's just not right. Now, should females compete in male or female transgender or whatever, transgenders compete in male athletics? I don't think so with that either. Because that's still a disadvantage / possible advantage, depending on the sport. With that being said, just make a transgender league or just women, men's, trans for all levels of sports. Because this, I can't get with. I can't get with this. The way this title's set up and the way, no, I can't get with that. I'm sorry. Nothing personal, but I just don't like that. And that's my personal opinion. Let me know what you think, though. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show, 313-466-4386. Matter of fact, don't call into the show. That's the end of the show. I appreciate you for kicking with KC MC. If you got this far in the video, in the show, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the share button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And go off in the comments about any of the topics. We will reply also to keep that conversation going. Other than that, from the stands of a sports fan, my man, Pots and Pans, we talk about sports from the perspective of the people that watch it. Because if you're not playing, then you're just a fan. Hey, man, appreciate you again. We're going to be back at you again in a couple days. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see that real soon, man. Appreciate you. We out.